Hi, mystery writers. Well, it's summertime. It's very warm here. I hope you're staying cool. And today I wanted to talk about making our mystery mysterious. I mean, keep your mystery readers guessing. And that's why they're there. So we have this challenge of creating a puzzle for our readers. They expect to be puzzled. They expect to be challenged. So, unlike most uh, reading novels where readers follow along in the story, mystery readers like the challenge of trying to guess who the villain is. And along with regular story construction, in order for our mystery to satisfy our reader, um, you want to keep them guessing. You want to keep them guessing who that villain, who that killer is until the final reveal. So, I believe that planning helps you keep the suspension to the end. So today I'm going to be talking about planning. I know for pantsers you can do this afterwards and go back and put all these things in. But today I'm going to talk about um, how planning can help you with creating that puzzle for your reader. All right. So a bit of work before you write will help you plan that puzzle. So the main planning areas that will keep your readers guessing and the puzzle going are the characters and twists. So let's start with characters. As you develop your characters, give each suspect reasons to hide secrets from your sleuth. So each suspect needs to be suspect, as it were. And the secret may have absolutely nothing to do with the crime of the story, but the suspect has a personal reason to keep information from your sleuth. And so they're going to act suspicious, they're going to raise questions for your reader. So your sleuth might untangle the misrepresentations and lies of all the suspects, including the villain. But give your sleuth and your readers opportunity to overlook details or facts or misleading statements. So you have a lot of places where you can just add little tidbits. The reader goes, "Oh, am I supposed to remember that? And is that important?" Um, and you can use your suspect replies to provide a variety of those details. Your sleuth and your reader must sort through all that information. Just what I was mentioning a second ago is like, which of these things this character is saying, which of these things is really important. Um, um, you need to make your sleuth sort through all those details and evaluate the reliability of each suspect. And if you've done a good job at the beginning of bringing your reader on board with your detective and trusting their detecting skills, if your detective overlooks a detail, your reader will probably overlook that detail too. So, what you want to do is create questions in your sleuth's mind, and these create questions for your reader. Okay, so also as you're creating this puzzle, you can use plot twists to switch things around in your story and keep your reader guessing. Uh, just as a suspect seems the most likely to create a minor reveal that demonstrates that one character could not be the villain. It's like they seemed really suspicious until this one thing happens, and then it seems like, no, that's not the villain. Um, or you can make that suspect the next victim, and that raises even more questions. So, why was this person killed? First, we have the original crime, and now we have the second crime, and how are they related? So, the relationships between and among your suspects and your characters create opportunities for twists and reversals. So, one character may reveal the least likely suspect to have a powerful motivation. Excuse me. So, you can also use setting to thwart your sleuth and your reader. Okay, so simple setting details create obstacles that prevent your sleuth from getting to the right place at the right time. And missed opportunities also keep your reader in surprise. So we have characters, we have story twists and reversals, and we also have clues, so good old fashioned mystery clues. All right, so you can use evidence and clues and red herrings um, to create questions around the murder and the suspect. And while evidence is factual, not all evidence points to the killer. So clues can be physical items, statements from suspects, and even a change in the weather. Anything that points toward the possible solution of the murder is a clue, right? So scatter your clues throughout the story and then hide them among other details. So, just for example, your most important clue you can hide among other clues, which at that time seem more important than the really important clue. So, your aim is to provide information for your sleuth and the reader, and yet, at the same time as you're providing all this information, you keep them guessing as to the importance of any one detail. So organizing your story will help you get all these details in the right place, scatter them throughout the story, bring up something that's going to be important much later on in the story, but right now it's clustered together with various other incidents and clues. All right, so you want to organize your story and keep these tips in mind as you build your story. Create distinct names for your characters and make sure no characters in your story have the same names or even names that start with the same letter. That keeps each character distinct. Being confused is different than trying to solve the mystery. You don't want your reader to be confused, so make sure each character is distinct. Give each character a distinct personality, and that's going to be one of the things that your sleuth has to deal with. Maybe a character has an important clue, but your sleuth has a personal dislike for this character for whatever reason. So your sleuth may discount what this character has to say, and focus on obstacles for your sleuth. Make those obstacles um, come up so the reader forgets about an important clue because all of a sudden something horrible is happening, something quite challenging for your detective. All right. And then plant your clues to keep readers guessing. Readers love to outsmart your sleuth and guess the murderer. Well, they love to try. They don't love to do it. And I think that's our biggest challenge is we want to keep our readers We want to keep them guessing, but we want to keep them guessing to the end, because if a reader figures out who it was before the end, they're actually going to be disappointed in your mystery. So it's a big challenge for us to keep them guessing and at the same time not make anything too evident. All right. So a disappointed reader will not come back. Yeah, that's the deal. They won't give you a second chance. So focus on creating a sleuth your readers like, and make their character deep and empathic so the reader connects with your sleuth. And when you do that, your reader is going to see all those clues from your detective's perspective. And that's one of the ways that you can keep them guessing, is if your detective misses clues or the significance of a clue, your reader will miss it too if they've made a strong emotional connection with your character. So one of the things you can do is take a look at popular mystery TV series, and you'll see that the emphasis is on the sleuth and the sleuth solving the mystery. And it is one of the things that helps us create a puzzle, because our reader is so involved with the sleuth. Uh, so keep your reader in mind as you work on your story. Keep your reader in mind. And while building character background, consider what points you will keep from your reader and which points can be red herrings. So, for all of your suspects that you create, what's going to be real, what's going to be not real, how can you divert your sleuth and your reader from the main point, all right? In the same way, you want to plan twists in your story to surprise your reader, to send them in a new direction of thinking, so they may disregard something that you put in earlier. All right. So as you plan your clues, consider where you will place them in the story to intrigue your reader. So if you plan and write with the reader in mind, your mystery will keep them guessing to the end, and that's our goal. It's a delicate balancing act. I hope that helps. And if you have any questions about that, please be sure to comment and let me know, and we can continue the discussion. All right, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next week.